Welcome back to my series on growing your email list from 0 to 1,000, taking you behind the scenes on how I'm doing it for my personal brand. Today, I want to talk about one of the most crucial steps, and that is crafting personal, customized messages for wherever your reader joins your list. Whether they've opted in to getting a video or some kind of lead magnet or at a talk at a conference, we want to make sure you deliver the right message to the right person and give them that welcome to your email list at their first touch point. Let's get into it. Welcome back. I'm Paul Gowder, and this is the show where I want to help you level up your business to create that lifestyle of your dreams. And this is my series on how I'm growing my personal brand's email from 0 to 1,000. We're up to about 30 subscribers. Pretty exciting. We started with 0 a few weeks ago. Now we're at 30. It's continuing to grow. On the last episode, I talked about how I'm using a tool called Grow from Mediavine to create opt-ins on my website. And there are going to be several other touch points that I know coming up in the next few weeks where I know people are going to come into my list. And that is, I'm speaking at PodFest in a couple of weeks. So I'm going to have a custom URL that if somebody goes to my talk, they're going to get a different opt-in. I also am working on, and I'll show you this in the next episode, the recommendation network that Kit has, formerly ConvertKit. So they're going to either come in through Grow, PodFest, a virtual summit that I'm speaking at in a couple of weeks too, and then also the recommendation network. So I've got 4 different places that people could come into the list. I want to make sure that I have a special message for each one of those. And then I'll also show you what happens after that. So this is one of the posts on my website. And as you scroll down, you'll see that there's an opt-in. What are my favorite tools to grow in your email list? I'll show you how I've gotten to 100,000, and here are the tools. And so you click here and that will subscribe them. Now, it knows me, so it's not asking for email. If we go over to an incognito browser, you can see now that we're in incognito and doesn't know me. Grow keeps track of you after you subscribed on somebody's page, then it will ask for email here. So it just varies on how that works. So again, 4 different touch points that they're going to come into my list. So let's look at how I'm going to treat each of those in Kit. I've already created sequences for 3 of the 4 touch points I was talking about: the recommendation network, the email tools opt-in, and PodFest. So let's look at, first we'll look at PodFest. I'm going to be talking on how to turn your subscriber or your listeners on your podcast or your video into subscribers and some of the ways I do that. So I'm going to reiterate the 4 things I talk about and then, give them a little more information. When I finish my slides, I'll also put a link to my slides in here, but I haven't quite finished those. So I don't want to do that yet. But here is so that's the first email they're going to get. And that's just going to be a wrap up. And this is tailored to them because they were at PodFest. I think it's really important, and you're going to hear me talk about this over and over again as we go through this series, is the first time you email somebody, regardless of wherever they came into your list, it needs to be that customized, personal, contextual welcome. If they join your list and the first thing they get is some broadcast message about, hey, here's my latest post, here's my latest podcast, and just throwing a whole bunch of content at them, I don't know that you're going to retain them. But if you deliver, if they go to PodFest and they get, and their first email back from me is, oh yeah, thanks for coming to PodFest. Here's what I talked about. Remember this? It relates to them. They're going to make that connection and be like, okay, yeah, I got it. Because remember, it also may sit in their inbox for a few days before they open it. So, get that touch point, get that their memory back on you, and you're going to have better engagement and better retention. Now let's talk about what happens after they get that first initial email. So when they complete this email, the call to action here is, click here to learn more, start growing. And so that takes them to my scheduler so they could schedule a one-on-one if they would like. So from there, if we go back to my automation rules, what I've done is created a rule for each of these sequences. You can see here my recommendation network, the creator profile, creator network. And then I'm doing something a little bit different with PodFest, but, so when they complete any of those entry sequences, I'm going to put them into what I call my general welcome. So completes the sequence, they go into general welcome. So let's look at what that is. My general welcome is that one that is the next step, right? It's here's who I am. Here's a little bit more about me. Here's what I do. So you can see here, I'm so excited to hear. Let me introduce myself, blah, blah, blah. So that's when I'm going to go a little deeper, and it's several emails, and but that's after they get that customized personal email from whatever they opted into. In these welcome emails, one of the things I'm going to add was suggested to me, I think it's a great idea, is I'm going to add a link here to a video and do a personal welcome video that embedded right into the video so I can talk directly to them. They can see my face. I think that's important. So when they finish the general email, the Podfest email, they go here. Same thing, go back to our sequences. When they finish the recommendation network, the email tool opt-in, or Podfest, they go right into the general welcome. Here's the one they're going to get if they went and opted into my email tools, which is the grow that's on, going back to here. This is the opt-in that's on my webpage right now. So if they opt into this, here's the link to the video where I recorded a YouTube video on going through all of my tools and how to use them and how it helps you grow your email. Links to them, of course, affiliate links, right? And then after they get that email, then they're put into the general welcome sequence. So that's kind of how I'm going to handle these entry points and taking them through that. Then we'll talk later in the series too about, I've created a sequence called weekly broadcast. Instead of writing weekly emails, I'm going to put all of my what would be my weekly broadcast into a sequence so that everybody gets all of those. And I'm making sure I don't miss any content with people. So that's today's topic I wanted to cover. And that's just, what do you do after they opt in? If you create a PDF that's something that you want to give people to download, of that first email, of course, would contain the link. And then you can take them into your general welcome, but you want to deliver that message of whatever they opted into and make your opt-ins as specific as possible. So you're not just putting a button out there that says, hey, subscribe, because you're just going to get silence, right? Give people a reason to opt in and then deliver the value on that. All right, I hope that helps, and I hope you'll take action and do that for your own email list and let me know how it does. And again, let's track today's growth. We'll go to subscribers, and we are sitting at 40 subscribers. 40 subscribers now. Still a long way from 1,000. We're going to get there one email at a time. Thanks for watching today. I'll see you next time.